Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Brothers Radio. Gump.
Hello, brother. Hello, everyone.
It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. We got the Red Bulls a-flowing at 7:30 on a Wednesday night. I don't know why, but that's what we're doing.
Seems like a good idea.
Sleep is for the weak.
That's right.
Sleep is completely optional.
Oh, I could dummy a Red Bull 5 minutes before I go to bed.
Yeah, I'm not that way. If I drink coffee, I'd stay up till 3.
Oh. Well, the 9/11 special, we were drinking coffee at like 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, 1:32 in the morning.
Was so drunk that night. Just blasted. And went to bed after drinking a whole pot of coffee. Woke up the next day. I felt perfectly fine.
Because all of your capillaries were dilated. That's why. So the booze was evenly distributed throughout your body rather than just in your brain like it usually does. I think that's probably why. Because that's what caffeine does, right? It opens up all your capillaries and shit.
Yeah, and we were drinking a little Pink Whitney. I might have had some water. I can't remember.
Pink Whitney tastes like mosquito spray.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite.
It's not optimum.
It's good for doing shots because like all the white girls just want to do shots with you then. But other than that, it's not great.
It's pretty much pink lemonade flavored mouthwash is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's mouthwashes that I would rather drink over Pink Whitney. There's certain kinds of mouthwash.
Yeah. That Crest is pretty good.
Gotta admit.
Listerine,
like the original blue.
Yeah, the original blue Listerine.
Oh, you can get drunk off that shit. Like it's like 60% alcohol.
That's right. That's right.
No,
it's not that high. It's
pretty high. It burns.
That's true.
I don't know if that's because of the alcohol or because of the mint. I'm not sure.
That's right.
Anyway. Oh, so I thought so I did a poll today on the old Insta, and we got some pretty good questions. So I figure go over to those now and read those off.
Yes.
Let me just We'll
be back after the short break. We usually get a pretty decent response.
They're here. Why isn't it loading?
Speaking of which, that was a sad day when Alex
Trebek
passed
away.
away.
He fucking died. He had cancer.
Well,
whatever. They're here.
I nearly cried. Especially when he put that video out where he's like, I had my good days and my not so good days.
Alex, you poor bastard. Anyway.
All
right, here they are. So Josh probably just sent this in because it just appeared. I hate you. I have to read this out now. Are farts the screams of trapped poop? I don't know. You take this one. My hands are folded on this one.
It's hard to say because Josh farts a lot, yet he has a real tough time keeping poop in. So nothing is trapped inside that man's colon. So I think it's just I think it's more of an alarm in that guy's case.
It's like a Chinook wind.
It's more the poopy yelling that it's coming. Let me out! That's what that is. So to answer
coming through.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Look the fuck out!
Fuck.
That's what that is.
All right, next question. Hey, old Uncle Will.
Ah, yes.
Mr. Hippie Will asks us, what happened to the War Wagon? Also, thanks for the shout out in episode 13. No problem, buddy.
No problem, Will. So he's gonna have to come out here and get on the podcast. Talk Dodge.
Talk Mopar.
That's right. From what I remember, Dad sold that thing to some kid in Cochrane.
Right.
For like $4,000.
He made money on it, didn't he?
No. Didn't make money. He bought the thing for like $4,500 maybe or $5,000.
Yeah.
Drove the wheels off. It probably put 40,000 clicks on it. He sold it with 525,000 on it. On that 92 Dodge.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it was
sold it for $4,000.
Well, it was a 12 valve Cummins 92 Dodge.
Yep. Automatic 4-wheel drive. The LE had the nice white top, silver bottom with the red and
Real
gray
red
stripe
pinstripe
through the
yeah,
middle.
Yeah. It
She
looked
was
good.
sweet.
A little bit a little rust, but not that much actually.
The fold down seats in the back were removed and replaced with 1993 Cavalier
Bucket seats.
baby blue bucket seats.
Yeah, that was wicked.
That was comfort.
Yeah, it was. Oh, and then we had the air intake. We just ported it onto the side. Remember that?
Yeah, Dad on the left on the driver's side fender just took a hole saw to it and just
Put a circular hole in the side, and then he
straight
found
to the airbox.
Well, and he found a some like nice chrome. It was for headlights.
Yeah, no, it wasn't for headlights. It was for it was gauge chrome off like a Peterbilt or
Oh,
Kenworth.
that's what it
about
was.
For like the speedometer or something. Like a big
A little
Peterbilt.
piece of trim for your
Yeah,
speedometer.
and put that around there with screen from a screen door
Yeah, so it
just to
wouldn't
keep
suck
the
bugs in.
sticks out. Oh, Jesus.
Oh yeah, that worked awesome.
Yeah. I think it was a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Ran good. That thing just spun right over.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that
Fired up.
transmission was in rough shape, but
Yeah, they were
I think
dog
they were
shit from the beginning.
Yeah, they were in rough shape from factory. So
That's right.
yeah. So thanks for that question, Will. Here's a question from fan Mr. Riley Malacca.
Oh, Riley.
Cheers, bud. Thanks for the question. He says, "What's your favorite secret menu item at a fast food place?"
What does he mean by secret? Like not on the menu?
Yeah, stuff that isn't on the like you can get it,
Like
but it's not on the menu.
Like a McGangbang?
Like McGangbangs. That's kind of like the one everyone knows. You
Yeah.
kind of have to like make it yourself, but it's kind of understood to be a thing, right? What's your favorite item? I was like, now that I think about it, I don't know of too many, but I know there's lots. So I actually did a little bit of research.
Did you?
I
'Cause
read-
I
I read about some ones you can get at McDonald's. You can get something called a Mckinley Mac.
okay.
So this is when you take a Big Mac, like the 3 buns and the lettuce and the mac sauce and all that,
Yeah,
onions and
yeah.
whatever else. But instead of Big Mac patties, which are like 1.6 ounce, like tiny little thin fuckers,
Yeah.
you put 2 quarter pounder patties in there.
Nice.
So it's basically it's like a Big Mac but with quarter pounder
And
patties. It's really good.
You can order that? It's called, what's it called?
Well, so originally I think you could only order it in Alaska. That's why they call it the McKinley. They're named after Mount McKinley, right?
'Cause just
Tallest
like,
mountain.
Yeah.
So it was only at like those locations in Alaska or something. But you can go and you can ask like, oh, I'll have a Big Mac, but I don't want Big Mac patties. I want quarter pounder patties.
Right.
And they'll make it for you. And it's a McKinley Mac. But my favorite one. Now this isn't on the menu, but it's really not that inventive. But you can go to Wendy's. You can get a quadruple Baconator.
Can you?
Yeah, like they only list double and triple
Yeah.
on Baconator. You can get quadruple Baconator. You just ask them to add an extra patty.
Hell yeah.
It's fucking
Have you got that before?
yeah.
See, I don't know if I've ordered a single secret item off a menu before. Unless we're talking Country Cousins in Linden, we make a Big G poutine.
Oh yeah, it's off the menu, but
That's off the menu.
you got an agreement.
That's right.
You got an agreement with the man there.
I think Tom ordered a. It's not on the menu, but he just really wanted a. What did he want? A BLT, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just like, oh yeah.
They don't make BLTs anymore.
Well, they're not on the menu, but
Oh
G will just whip up whatever you want.
yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, there you go.
All right. Oh, another like secret fast food item, which is a little more known, but I only learned about this a couple years ago. Is you go to McDonald's and you ask for a quarter pounder like a Mac. So they make you a quarter, like it's the same as getting a Big Mac, but without the extra bun. And it's a quarter pounder patty. They put the sauce and the lettuce and all the Big Mac shit on it.
Yeah.
But it's a quarter pounder size
So without the middle patty,
without the middle bun.
middle bun. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, so it tastes like a Big Mac, but it's not as stupid with the tiny thin patties and all that shit. But it tastes the same.
Yeah.
So there's that as well. Anyway, on to the next question.
Yeah. Thanks, Riley.
Cheers, bud. Mr. Dalen Schmidt asks us, love the show, boys. Could you tell us what the meaning of life is as a 1/3 aged man? I believe is he referring to you as being a 1/3 aged man, or is he referring to himself as being a 1/3 aged man?
Because I would consider Dalen a half-aged man. He ain't making it to 50.
Oh, I think he's 1/3 aged. Only 1/3 of his body is aged. His brain is a child's brain. His penis is a baby's penis. But his tits are an 80-year-old man's tits. They sag like him anyway. He's 1/3 aged.
Oh,
of course, the next question is, when will we get Dalen Schmidt on the podcast? Thank you, Keenan Barr. He asked us that. Hopefully soon, because I just shit all over him, and I really want to get him on the pod now.
Oh, that was quality. Anyway, to answer your question, Dalen, I'm not sure if there is a real profound meaning to life.
Well, I'm not really sure, even if we tried explaining to you, I don't know if you'd understand, Dalen.
You and your baby dick.
You and your baby dick and your old man bitch tits.
I had a mouthful of Red Bull there. I almost lost it.
Sorry. You don't want to waste good Red Bull.
Well,
if you ever want to figure out the meaning of life, Dalen, I recommend you watch a little old movie called The Meaning of Life. It's a Monty Python movie.
Oh, yeah, that'll answer all your questions.
It'll answer all your questions. Even actually, it has it right at the end. It's got like a 5-word little phrase at the end. It's like, oh, read a book, fucking don't be too much of a cunt, and try and enjoy yourself. There you go. That's the meaning of life.
That's right. Don't be cruel to people. Be nice to people. I know it costs the same price to be an asshole as it is to be kind, but pick kind every time. Try your best out here anyway.
It costs nothing to be an asshole, but I'm going to pay you $100 to fuck off.
I'll pay you $100 to fuck off.
Yeah, so maybe we'll get Dalen on for the next one. Who knows?
Dalen, hit us up. Actually, I'll just hit you up. Don't call us. We'll call you.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, well, that brings a close to that portion of the show.
I'm glad Josh sneaked that one in.
That was stupid. He's the poop guy. That's all he thinks about is poop.
That's what he's known for.
He's the poop guy. Hey, I'm the fucking poop.
What, do I look like, the poop guy?
Yeah, you're the fucking poop guy. What am I, some kind of a fucking asshole? No, you're the poop guy. So stupid.
We'll get that engraved on his headstone. Josh, the poop guy, Magley.
God.
Gone but not forgotten.
Gross. So, on Saturday, we watched UFC 266, which, might I add, was awesome because we watched it outside by the fire pit.
It was a beautiful night.
Because our fire pit's pretty close to the house, so it's got Wi-Fi out there. Set up the fucking TV with the Chromecast out there, fucking streamed it from my phone. Boom. Had the fight right there, had the fire pit right there. I was making popcorn over it and shit.
That's right.
Outside, the stars were out. It was beautiful.
Yeah, and it was actually quite warm. It was like, warm for Alberta, 7-8 degrees, but anything above freezing is nice, especially late September.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was an absolute battle.
Oh, that was some good fights there. So, like, the Nick Diaz one was just a slugfest. Like, neither of them were hitting very hard. There was no huge knockouts or anything, but then he got...
I think...
but did he got hit and stumbled down, and they called it, right?
Yeah, he took a knee and was like, no.
Yeah.
It's over with. But Nick Diaz was...
Oh, that's right. That was some shift. He's like, he didn't want to get back up.
Yeah, pretty much. He's like, nah, it's over.
Which is interesting because right after, it's like, Nick Diaz, like, what was that about? He's like, honestly, I don't even know how this fight got arranged.
Well, I think he wasn't even training for like the past 6 years.
No, he was out for...
And he had a 6-week notice. It was like, you want to fight Robbie? Robbie Lawler? He's like, I guess. So yeah, it's in 6 weeks. Fuck. All right. So yeah, I think he trained for 6 weeks for that fight. If he had 6 months, I think it would have been a different fight.
Oh yeah. I mean, you see him? He had a fucking dad bod going.
And
both of them
he looked pretty good,
bod.
but Nick's thing is endurance. He just didn't have the stamina
That's just yeah.
Well,
he had stamina, but not the same.
He didn't
as
have his cardio like he's
known
he was
for.
such a lean machine.
Yeah,
when he in his prime, but
yeah.
I think with a little more time, he could have been a different outcome. Could have been a hell of a fight.
Yeah. The Volkanovsky Ortega fight, that was fucking sweet, eh?
Fucking battle.
We thought it was going to be over in the third, and then we thought it was going Volkanovski's way in like the second or third because Ortega was getting a lot of strikes in his face. Then third or fourth round, Ortega puts him in a fucking guillotine.
Yep.
Or Volkanovski throws some punches. He like dives in there and goes on the attack and gets Volkanovski in a guillootine.
Yeah,
like,
knocks him back.
So amazing.
Puts him on his ass and instantly goes for the guillotine.
That was awesome.
And had it locked. I don't know how the fuck Volkanovski escaped that shit, but
he's fucking Australian. He's fucking used to fighting boa constrictors and shit. So it's like he doesn't need oxygen to his Australian brain. They've trained themselves to fight boa constrictors around, when they're choking out their necks and stuff. So
they've been fighting dingoes since they were babies.
Wait, he's the baby?
That's right. He is the baby.
Holy shit.
Actually, the dingoes didn't take the baby. They did take the baby, but he became the alpha male. He is the man of the dingoes. And then he came over and fought UFC. True story.
Shit.
Fact check that shit.
Yeah. So that was crazy. He gets out of that guillotine. They keep brawling. The fifth round, he gets him in a triangle. Ortega gets Volkanovski. Fourth or fifth round gets him in another hold in the triangle.
Yeah.
And he gets out of that one, the slippery bastard. I couldn't believe it.
And had that one locked in too. Like, how the fuck he managed to slip that triangle is beyond me.
I think it's part of his brain must be in his ball sack or something because he wasn't getting any oxygen to his head.
No, I still think
his head was turning purple.
Yeah. That was wild. That was an absolute slugfest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Even the heavyweight fight was good. The Blades versus Rosenstrick.
Yeah.
Or Strike, remember?
Rosenstrike.
Fun guy from Suriname.
What was that? Who was fighting the women's fight?
Oh, Shevchenko?
Shevchenko and what is it?
Andrade, right? Oh, no. That was Andrade fought that Mexican lady.
That's right.
And won. That Andrade chick is built like a fridge.
Do you see the traps on that woman?
My God, she's got bigger biceps than me.
No, that's a man.
She could fucking speed bag my balls any night. Now, who did Shevchenko fight? Oh, that lady from Alaska. That's who she was fighting.
That's right. I can't remember her name, but
Jessica something. I can't remember. No. What was her name? I can't
Amanda?
remember.
No.
Whatever. She lost.
Yeah, but she got the shit kicked out of her.
Oh, yeah.
I was waiting for a spinning heel kick to her fucking dome.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good fight.
She was getting the shit kicked out of her. She was staying in, though. Tough fucking Alaskan girl stayed in.
Oh,
but
she
was taking a lot of heat to the face.
Was bloody.
Yeah.
Good fight, though.
You know why I like the UFC? And we've talked about this before.
Dana White.
No, fuck that guy. Dana White can lick my taint.
I think he's great.
He's not great.
He's great.
Kidding? They pay these people nothing.
Yeah, but he's funny.
You know who else is funny? Hitler.
I didn't say he was good. I just said he's funny.
Well, all right, I'll give you that. I don't think he's a good guy, though. Anyway, you know what I like about the UFC? It's simple. The rules are very clear. It's like it's just standard like street fighting rules, like no dick shots, no pulling hair, none of that shit.
And it's
no scratching.
You can watch if you had never watched a fight in your life. If you watch 3 fights, you
know instantly what's going on.
Yeah, you have a very good understanding of what's going on, and
it's straight up monkey violence. It's great. You're just watching monkey violence.
Well, it's so primal. Like anybody can watch it. It's just 2 dudes beating the fuck out of each other, 2 girls beating the fuck out of each other. It's like, yeah, what's not to get?
Yeah.
Like there's so many little things. Like there's a lot of things in the UFC. Like I don't know all of the jiu-jitsu moves. Like any of the triangles. I'm just learning what guillotines are, what triangles are, and still
rear naked choke.
Yeah,
all that shit.
Exactly. And
Right, there's technique.
there's
and
a
all
lot
that,
of technique
but
involved.
the technique is it's all to serve one purpose, which is to perform monkey violence.
That's
to
right.
beat the fuck out of the other guy.
But at the same time, you don't have to know.
You don't have to know any of that.
You don't
stuff.
have to know any of that stuff. But when you see some guy, like, they're not moving, the guy's got his arm around his neck, you don't need to know the fucking move. Like, that guy is going to die.
Yeah, his throat is being crushed.
His head is turning purple, like he is going to lose. And you don't need to know what fucking move he's in, what position he's in. Just know that the guy with the purple head is going to lose. And, oh, you bet on the other guy? Well,
Yeah, fuck,
Good
you
on-
lost $500, bud.
yeah, exact. Or you're going to win, but you don't need to know much to
really enjoy it. Whereas, like,
enjoy
you
the
think
sport.
about other sports like basketball, football, anything. Like, if you've never played basketball, never watched basketball, and some guy gets a foul for some damn reason,
Yeah,
you're gonna be like, "What the fuck? What happened there?"
yeah, exactly.
You have no clue what's going on, and then all of a sudden, this guy gets 2 free shots from like a line that they like. What? You know, if you don't
Yeah,
have any understanding of what's going on, you're not gonna understand the game. But fighting is fighting. It's very simple.
yeah.
Everyone understands that shit.
And everybody loves a good just fisticuffs.
Oh, dude, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, UFC today it's the modern equivalent to the gladiator fights that the Romans were having.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great.
I love it.
I love it too.
I know I'm getting more and more into it all the time.
Yeah.
I kind of want to I'd love to try jiu-jitsu.
You want to beat the fuck out of each other after?
Yeah. I don't know if you want to do that again. I got like 30 pounds on you.
Yeah, but I'm shifty.
Yeah, so am I.
I'm sly. I'm slick.
I'm your brother. I'm equally as shifty. If
You're not a
anything, you learned your shiftiness from me.
You underestimate my shiftiness.
You underestimate my sneakiness, sir.
I'm very sneaky. Very, very sneaky.
Forever I've loved feet.
I love feet. I don't know why. So last Sunday, I was in Calgary. Went to go get some Peter's Drive-In. It's classic
In Calgary.
in Calgary.
The OG.
The OG on 16th Ave there. And that's a loud fridge.
Yeah.
The
Anyway,
cold fridge.
anyway,
Anyhow,
Peter's
so I was at Peter's Drive-In. Went through the drive-in, and then we pulled over into the parking lot and had our burgers in there's like a little park there, like
Yep.
just right beside. And all of a sudden, me and my girlfriend look over, like behind the Peters, there's like a residential area. Some dude is just fucking dying on the street.
Legitimately dying.
There was someone performing CPR on him. And all of a sudden a fucking fire truck, not like a fire truck, but a fire brigade vehicle of some kind showed up, and they're like doing first aid and shit. And then all of a sudden the guy got up, and we're like, oh, what? And he was fine. And he's just walking around. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then 2 guys walk from 16th Ave, the direction of 16th Ave, and walk through that little park by Peters.
Yeah.
There's one guy who looks like fucking a mix between Vanilla Ice and Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit.
I could picture him. And frail, probably.
Oh, dude, bones. The man was bones. If he wasn't wearing a big baggy DC white fucking
Was he
hoodie.
wearing jean shorts halfway down his shin?
No, he's wearing baggy jeans,
Oh,
but they
yeah,
were all the way.
it's fall, of
They were
course.
they belted up down to his balls, so they could see his underwear and shit.
God
And
damn it.
my
Flat
God, it's
brim
not
half off to the
2000.
side.
It's not 2006 anymore, man.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus Christ! So he's like hunched over, and clearly, I don't know if he's been on a bender for the last 5 years, but it sure looked like it.
Yeah.
And his buddy, who is some sort of, I think maybe he's a native guy, had crutches, was missing a leg, had like the pants tied up in a knot,
Yeah.
and he had 2 slushies in his hands, and was still stomping around with the fucking
But what was his friend carrying?
nothing. What an asshole,
What a
right?
fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
So anyway, they go over and they help out their friend, who was, from what I could tell, I'm guessing that he was overdosing on drugs.
Yeah.
He had a water bottle that was like, I'm guessing it was filled with like GHB or something like that, like some sort of, I don't know, some sort of drug that you dilute into water, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So he was tweaking balls, And they all walk in this fucking horrid entourage, walk back through the park, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ. They're all like hunched over, like, ugh. Shuffling like Night of the Living Dead.
Jesus.
It's like, Jesus Christ. How many times am I going to see horrible homeless drug overdose incidents in Calgary? This is literally the second one in like the last 2 months.
What was the first one?
Oh, I was in downtown Calgary, and I was walking down to a liquor store, and there was just a dude fucking dying on a park bench. Just on the way there, and he's just like, ah. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So I'm walking by, and there's like a service in Calgary that handles that shit.
Yeah.
That handles like overdoses. I can't remember what they're called. They're like a detachment of the drop-in centers or whatever.
Right.
And so they were like trying to wake the guy up, like, hey, buddy, you okay? And he's like, yeah, I know, bud. Yeah, heroin's a hell of a drug, eh?
That's probably not even heroin.
Fucking fentanyl, whatever. So they were loading him up into the truck. I come back, and he was fucking scooped up into the van and gone.
Huh.
I come back from the liquor store with a bottle in my hand. I was going to offer him a drink.
Hey, man, you want a drink? Maybe that's all he needs.
Maybe he was going through alcohol withdrawal.
Could be.
He was going against the liquor, and the liquor was taking its toll on him.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get hooked on the hooch, kids.
Yes. Oh, here's something that has been bugging me for a long time, but I have never had the courage to speak up till now.
Overweight models.
What's wrong with overweight models?
They insist upon themselves.
Insist upon themselves what? What are they insisting?
No, carry on with your story. We won't get into it.
Fat bitches deserve love too.
Go.
So I'm angry at artos that wear Carhartt clothing.
Yes, I've been mad at that for years.
Oh, I'm sick of it. I'm through with it. If you don't work a blue-collar job, if you don't operate a forklift, swing a hammer, use a shovel, don't wear Carhartt clothes. That's my culture, you bitch. You always talking about appropriating culture and shit. Well, fuck, maybe you should take a page from your own book.
Everybody wants to wear Carhartt until it's time to do Carhartt shit.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you wearing Carhartt toque and pants? Here's a shovel. Dig a grave, bitch.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. These are the kind of people who are like, I can't wait until the communist revolution, because then I'll hang out on my farm and grow tomatoes and teach children how to finger paint. It's like, no, bitch, you're getting sent to the coal mine. You're going to die. You're going to get black lung and die at the age of 29. Like, that's what's going to happen. You're not, what do you mean your farm?
My heroes are Karl Marx. And Joseph Stalin.
My hero is Groucho Marx.
Idiot.
The only Marx I like is Groucho.
Yep.
Boy, am I thirsty.
Is it Bud Light hour?
I think so, yes. Yeah. Yeah, people always talking about appropriating other people's cultures. You know, they can't dress up as a native at Halloween no more.
Yep.
Which is like, all right. I get it. I understand why, a native would be pissed, but if I was native, I'd be like, no, man, we need more people in the tribe. Let's fucking get the war gang back together.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
That's right. You got to make this tribe bigger.
Yeah. This tribe ain't big enough for the two of us.
Goddamn right.
So, I watched JFK with who's all in that? Kevin Costner.
Okay.
Kevin Bacon's in there.
The Kevin Bacon?
Yeah, Kevin Bacon. He's in there. Some other. Donald Sutherland.
Yep.
Yeah, that movie fucked me up.
Is it good?
It's very good.
Is it on Netflix?
No. Damn it. Netflix has nothing good. Netflix has mind-rotting horse shit on it. If you want to watch like good movies, you got to watch it illegally. But don't come. I don't actually recommend you do that. Don't do that. But that's the only place to watch good movies.
Illegally.
We have to watch them illegally. Yes.
Fair enough.
But yeah, JFK really fucked me up. Like, there's one thing that, and I wrote it down here. There's one sentence in there, one line that like really stuck with me. So Kevin Costner's character, he's playing Jim Garrison, who's the district attorney of New Orleans.
Okay.
He's the only person to have ever filed any sort of court case in relation to the JFK assassination.
Okay.
So he's talking to this anonymous G-man, a government man, right, in a black suit.
Yeah.
He's in D.C. This guy, he says, just call me X. He's played by Donald Sutherland. G-man says, well, that's the real question, isn't it? Why? The how and the who is just scenery for the public. Oswald, Ruby, Cuba, the mafia. Keeps them guessing like some kind of parlor game. Prevents them from asking the most important question. Why? Why was Kennedy killed? Who benefited? Who has the power to cover it up? Who?
Exactly.
Right? And so, I watched that movie and I'm like, wow, that's fucking crazy. And basically the premise of the movie is that the CIA killed JFK.
Well,
and that they were...
Wasn't JFK a huge proponent for defunding a lot of those institutions?
He was going to make it so that anything to do with black operations, black ops, had to go through the Joint Chiefs of Staff and the presidential office, right? Basically taking away the power from the CIA.
Right.
Making it all subject to...
Oh, I didn't okay, so...
And he was also going to defund...
Entire operations that the CIA does is all within the CIA?
Yeah.
Like it never goes across the desk of the president?
From what I understand, no. A lot of it can. Like a lot of it is hidden from other parts of the government. Like there's no...
Well, there's no communication between the CIA and ATF. Like there's no direct line of communication between them.
No. Well, no, there's no direct... Like that's the thing is there's no oversight in the CIA.
Right.
Or very little anyhow. So JFK was going to, defund the CIA to an extent, sort of break it up, make it subject to the Joint Chiefs of Staff, like essentially the War Council, like all the top generals and all that shit. But not only that, JFK, he was seen to... he did sort of start the conflict in Vietnam, but he knew that it was not going to be a winnable war. And so he was making efforts to pull out of Vietnam by at least 1965. Yeah. Well, that pissed off a lot of, military business. Well, they call it the military-industrial complex.
Yeah.
You're fucking crazy people talking like that. Well, it doesn't sound so crazy when you realize that, the people building the helicopters...
There's a lot of people employed.
A lot of people employed, and those businesses, for the longest time, up until about the 90s, those businesses, that was the largest business in the United States, was military supply.
Yeah.
Now it's finance, which is like a made-up fucking industry, but it's a huge, huge business venture. And to have a president in the office destroying essentially the largest business in the United States, that's very detrimental to
the American way of life.
Well, that's probably what these elites would think.
Yeah.
So the idea is that these elite people, businessmen, politicians, people in black ops, etc., essentially killed him and put a very easily controllable Texas man in the office, LBJ. So then
it honestly doesn't sound that far-fetched. That's the scary
part.
No,
the more time that goes on, right? We're 60 years, well, not almost 60 years past that event, right?
When was that?
63 he was killed.
63?
Yeah. He was assassinated in 63.
Wow. So yeah.
So it's starting to make a lot of sense. I mean, I'm a historian, right? I've read about coups and assassinations and all that shit. And for the longest time, I would just think to myself, oh, well, this is a different age. Assassinations.
History repeats itself. And I think the one
that's
thing...
exactly what this is.
I mean, I don't know really what I'm talking about, but I think the one thing that seems very similar between assassinations of leaders is most of these leaders are very charismatic, intelligent, and actually have true power to change.
Yeah. And well, that's the thing, too, because
it wasn't
just JFK that got killed in the 60s, right? JFK was assassinated, then Martin Luther King which he was assassinated by the CIA. There's actual evidence of that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, JFK's little brother, Bobby, he was assassinated. He got, he just got elected to some senatorship or some shit, I can't remember. And yeah, he was killed at his speech.
Wow.
Yeah. And you may think, well, why would the CIA do that against its own people? It did it against numerous kinds of people across the planet.
Yeah.
If you want to blow your head wide open, search up Operation Condor. You know, people talk about all these different dictatorships that existed in South America during the Cold War.
Yeah.
Those existed because the CIA was propping them up.
Yeah.
So people like Augusto Pinochet, who killed like 80,000 people, like his own countrymen.
Yeah.
In Argentina, there was like 20,000 to 80,000 deaths, something like that. There was a force. It was a international intelligence agency called the DINA. Yeah. That was Argentina and Chile and some other various affiliates that used information from the CIA to kill subversives when they weren't even in their home countries. So there was a car bombing in Washington, D.C. that killed a Chilean subversive. He had fled the country, and they killed him in the United States. There was various assassinations in Sweden. Lots of Chileans fled to Sweden, and they were fucking killed in Sweden.
Wow.
And this DINA was essentially an apparatus of the CIA.
Because he was propped up by the CIA?
Well, and that DINA was directly getting its intelligence from the CIA, who was feeding them the paperwork, telling them where they were.
Right. And then he was then accountable.
Well, the DINA.
The DINA was then accountable for these assassinations, even though he was completely fed the information from the CIA.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was. It was an apparatus. This organization was an apparatus of the CIA working in South America and around the world to kill South American subversives.
Right.
Mohammad Mossadegh in Iran was ousted by the CIA because he was democratically elected and had more Soviet-leaning tendencies. And this was in 1959 he was ousted.
Yeah.
He was then put under house arrest and eventually died in 1967. But he was ousted by the CIA. So why is it so strange to think that the CIA would do the same thing in their home country? It's even it's even easier for them to do it.
Yeah.
They don't have to. It's so much easier for them to change the public perception of the events, and it's so much easier for them to hide what's going on. When you like overthrow a government in another country,
especially
it's pretty hard when you're in like Iran and there's like a bunch of Americans who are like telling various Iranian officials what to be doing. You're like, huh. But when the Americans are telling Americans what to do, well, that's, it's harder to, it's harder to hide in a foreign country.
Yep.
But in your own country, Americans are Americans.
Yeah.
Right?
That's why even here in Canada, I get very scared of people's blind allegiance to their government. You have the right to question the decisions your government makes, because at the end of the day, the government is made up of people, and people can be shitty.
We are the government.
We are the government.
So if you want your government to change, you have to make it known that you don't like what the government is doing at this time.
That's right. You're like, oh, I hate it when people say, don't question the government. You need to question the government because it's made up of people. And if people go unchecked, they take more and more power.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody's power hungry. Doesn't matter what it is.
But everybody have good intentions.
Even if they have good intentions, they want more.
Yep.
And you have to check those people.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, the phrase, the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
That's right.
And so I think about what happened there in the 60s that the CIA was doing. And I think about more recent events in the last 25 years. It's so easy to it's so funny too, because a lot of, Twitter leftists or whatever often are like, CIA killed MLK, all this stuff. CIA is awful. But then they look at what's going on with this pandemic right now and they willfully just forget that the CIA exists.
Yeah.
And that they have, that they're probably just doing nothing. The CIA is not doing anything with this pandemic. even though it offers them an opportunity for great power, a great opportunity to grab power.
That's right.
But it's easy to just pretend like they're not doing anything. I can guarantee you that many of the decisions that are being made around the globe are being influenced by what the CIA thinks.
Oh, absolutely.
What the CIA wants in the world. Like this passport system that's come in.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. They have it set up so that you can scan a QR code.
Right.
This is the beginning of essentially the social credit system.
Well, they have something like that going in China, don't
Exactly. So basically, you have you're basically ranked on your essentially your value to society.
they? Yeah.
Your ability to socialize or be a productive member of society. That's how you're ranked.
Yeah.
And everything is through these QR codes in these systems.
Yeah.
This is the beginning of that. If you start having people scanning in and out of various businesses, it doesn't take much to all of a sudden tweak that system to have a ranking.
Yeah.
Just add a ranking algorithm
Exactly.
to all that information.
And the shittiest thing about it is you see people that have made a terrible choice. Like, let's say a man he got drunk one night and was driving and smacked a car and killed somebody.
Yeah.
Well, he then goes to jail for a couple of years. He made a bad decision when he was a young man, did his time. But then there forever will, like right now, you can make up for it. You can become a very successful person and a good tax-paying citizen.
Yep.
But if you have that on your QR code or your ranking, there's hardly any redemption anymore.
Yeah.
There's no chance of redemption because you made a shitty mistake.
There's
when you're
no
a young
forgive
man.
and forget.
That's right. Now you're forever ranked a certain way because of a decision you made when you're a young man.
Yeah. Stupid things like that. Or
It's
like,
bullshit.
oh, you fucking ran a red light.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll knock you down 1 point on your social ranking.
That's right.
Like, that's
And-
going to get to that point.
And we're just speculating. But
yeah.
But it's totally possible. As soon as you have a way to rank people, what's to stop them from putting every bit of information, any bad thing, any ticket, anything to just then create a point or a certain score?
Yeah.
And some people are going to have better scores than others. And it's not cool. You can't do that.
It's fucked up. It completely undermines the idea of equality and freedom.
Yeah.
The idea that we're all equal.
Yeah.
Despite our fuck ups, despite the things we've done, we still have equal rights and equal freedoms in this country. And so if you implement a system like that, you've essentially eroded everything that Western democracy proclaims
To stand for. Yeah.
So yeah, I think about what's going on in the world today, and I go, if the CIA was doing crazy shit like that in the 60s, overthrowing governments and all kinds of crazy shit. Oh, there was various rebellions that they were funding in Greece and Turkey to overthrow communists there.
And the funding has only gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. Their budgets have gotten bigger. Yet we're supposed to believe that
they're not doing anything right now.
They're not doing anything. So what are they doing with all that, with the billions of dollars they're
Yeah.
getting? The trillions or whatever their fucking budget is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. We're supposed to believe that 9/11 that there wasn't something to the CIA's benefit,
Exactly.
that wasn't perhaps orchestrated. Like, how is it that the CIA funds the very man, they fund Osama bin Laden in the 80s to fight the Russians, right?
Yep. And
And then 20 years later, the same man attacks the country. But he's clearly he's been in the CIA's pocket.
Yeah.
So, but now he's not in the CIA's
But
pocket.
then you see, the CIA has funded missions or projects or whatever you want to call them to take out certain leaders, to topple certain parts of other countries,
Mm-hmm.
to control them. Well, what's to say the CIA didn't fund 9/11 in a sense.
Why they could have caused it? Yeah, they
In
could have
order
given
to-
those guys training.
In order to gain some sort of control over the population of
that's
America.
that's exactly what happened. Because you know what happened after 9/11? They passed the Freedom Act, which allowed the intelligence communities in the United States unlimited access to people's personal information.
That's right.
That's what Edward Snowden. That's what.
That's what he exposed.
That's why he's not living in the United States anymore. That's what he exposed.
Yeah.
Was that the Freedom Act allows the intelligence community to basically look at any individual American's life and see everything.
Yeah.
No privacy. So that's, again, all these, who and what and how, that's all scenery for the public. But the real question is, why is this going on? Who's benefiting and who has the power to cover it up?
Yeah. Can't just blindly have allegiance. You have to question it. You have to.
Yeah.
If you don't question it, may as well just
fucking eat some grass, you dumb sheep.
exactly.
Sheeple. That being said, wear your mask, folks, because it does actually prevent the disease from spreading.
If you have it.
If you have the disease. It probably won't prevent you from getting it. But
Well,
if you got it, wear your mask.
It'll definitely slow it down for sure.
Yeah. But anyone in their right mind should be opposing this vaccine mandate and the whole fucking passport system right now. Everyone should be fucking lighting buildings on fire.
Yeah.
People should be outraged.
Yeah.
Denny's can suck my fucking nuts. I went in there. See, we went to Denny's because we were hungry on the Sunday.
Yeah.
That's why we went to Peter's, because they didn't let us in. Denny's is like, "Oh, where's your passport?" And I'm like, I don't got one. I didn't bring it. He's like, "Oh, well, I can't. Unfortunately, I can't let you in." I said, "All right," and I fucking left.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, fuck you. Don't take my money then, Denny's. I'm fine with that. Your entire place smells like pancake syrup. Everything tastes like breakfast food there. Doesn't matter if it's lunch, breakfast, dinner. It all just tastes like pancake syrup.
Doesn't matter if you get a T-bone steak. It still tastes like pancakes.
Yeah. The whole place fucking reeks like a fucking Thai sweatshop.
Yeah. Martha's been serving there for 35 years. She smells like syrup.
No, see, Denny's doesn't have any Marthas there. They have a lot of
Oh, I was thinking of
Wongs
Smitty's.
Smitty's always got old white lady working
Martha
there.
or Betty or Christine working there.
Yeah. Another good place is Phil's.
That's right.
Phil's is great. There's a Phil's close to the Denny's on 16th in Calgary.
Right, yeah.
If you're thinking of breakfast food, never go to Denny's on 16th. Go to the Phil's on 16th. So much better.
Yeah.
There's a Phil's in downtown Calgary as well. But it's great. The coffee's good. They make good food. You don't get stuck to the chair because it's covered in pancake syrup.
From a 5-year-old kid slinging pancake syrup everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fuck the vaccine passport.
Fuck it.
Don't need it. Get fucked.
Yeah.
Especially this far into the whole pandemic.
Yeah, what turned into a 2-week lockdown to stop the spread has turned into literally creating a medical segregationist society.
Exactly. Now, I heard something the other day that we should deny people who don't have the vaccine medical care.
I've heard things like that, yeah.
Fucking ridiculous. Get fucked.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm not vaccinated.
No, me neither.
Haven't got one.
No, I refuse to. I mean, there's a lot of people afraid of this vaccine, saying, "Oh, this is very untested technology, blah blah blah," all that stuff. It's like, yeah, it hasn't been tested on this scale. It has been tested. I'm not particularly scared of the vaccine. I refuse to get the vaccine because it is now being mandated.
That's right.
I didn't get it before, mostly just because I'm lazy and I don't really leave home that much.
Yeah, that's right. I just didn't have the time, didn't feel like going. But now I'm not getting it
I
because
refuse
fuck you. I don't want to get it.
Yeah, fuck you. I won't do what you tell me.
That's right.
Rage Against the Machine.
I don't want to do it. You're telling me to do something? Oh, no, I'm not doing that. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. I begrudgingly already pay taxes.
Exactly.
I do
Suck
it so I
my
don't
fucking balls.
I do it so I don't get put into a human zoo.
And it's real shitty that a lot of A lot of people working government jobs have to get it. It's like,
Oh.
fuck. I mean, I'm in a very lucky position where I'm at that I'll never be. The only way I'll get a vaccine is if they come to my door and they
Pin
me down and stab me with a fucking needle. That's the only way I'm getting a vaccine.
Yeah, same. Hopefully.
And if it comes to that, God forbid.
Fucking whip out the machetes.
That's fucked.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. No, in New York State, they've had to fire, I think it was 20,000 nurses in New York State.
Because they didn't get the vaccine?
Because they refused to get the vaccine.
They fired them.
They fired them, and they're bringing in the National Guard to do those jobs now.
Wow. That's insane.
It's fucked up.
That is fucked up.
Yeah. Like, these people have been on the front line.
The entire time being exposed
to it. If anyone knows about this fucking disease, it's probably them. They've had to deal with how many thousands of people coming through the hospitals.
There was a study out of fuck. What's a country with all the Jews in it? Israel.
America?
Yeah. California?
Brooklyn?
There's a study out of Israel that that said natural immunity, like if you and I have COVID,
yeah,
we have now created a natural immunity that is 6 to 13%, 6 to 13 times better than
a vaccine
than
created.
Getting a vaccine.
Yeah, yeah.
So natural immunity trumps a vaccine.
Yeah.
So these frontline workers have been exposed to it. I don't care how gowned up you are. You're going to slip up eventually and you're going to get it. That's just how it is.
I'm sure there's been tons of them who have gotten it.
Yeah.
And they probably, they've been fine because it's when you're young and healthy, it's not a dangerous disease.
That's right.
This is only targeting very weak individuals,
overweight,
weak immune systems,
health
immuno
issues.
problems. Yeah. If you're young and healthy like us, like it doesn't fucking kill you.
Like I take vitamins. Vitamin D is very important. Take lots of that. Drink lots of water. Get a little exercise every once in a while.
The bunk off my trailer, I own that. Bunk off my White Western Star, I own that. Don't pay any lot fees. Leahy doesn't know. Randy doesn't know.
Got bubbles over there. We're doing the bottle thing. It's going great. Help my fuck. Life is great.
Life is great.
But yeah. Fuck the vaccine. Fuck the vaccine passports.
Yeah. Fuck the government. Don't tell me what to do.
Open everything up.
Let happen what's going to happen. We've had 2 years to build up the medical infrastructure to handle the disease. Or have we? Actually we haven't, because instead of actually doing that, which would be the logical thing to do, most of our governments around the world have just been buying people off to stay home.
Yeah.
That's where all this money is, like the inflation that we're experiencing, all the budget deficits we're seeing. It's because of, like the fucking Trudeau bucks that we were getting for the last year.
Yeah.
The CERB, CERB. I don't understand why they did that. They should have taken all that money, bought hundreds of thousands of hospital beds and all the machinery and all the drugs and everything that you need to deal with a pandemic, all the medical supplies.
Yeah.
Let people continue their lives and have a bolstered medical system that can handle the pandemic.
Exactly.
Instead, we've used the money to it's like using a bucket to try and drain the sea by throwing the sea back in the ocean. Like you're just doing like what are you doing?
Exactly. Like it's like
build a seawall. You're trying to drain the ocean with a bucket.
Let's say Canada's a ship, and we're just we got a hole in the ship, and we just keep buying buckets. The hole's getting bigger. It's like, well, why don't we just stop for a second? Say, oh, we need an underwater welder. Let's quick patch this thing up. Carry on. It's
all ridiculous. It's all ridiculous.
Sure, the underwater welder is going to be the same price as a bajillion buckets.
But it's going to be better. It's going to be
It's the right choice.
It's the right decision. It's the correct way to solve the fucking problem. Like, there's just no pragmatism anymore.
No intelligence.
There's no intelligence, no pragmatism in our governments. It's so strange that every single provincial, state, and then both of our federal governments here in North America, how they're all doing the same things. It's like, why can't one of them be like, no, we're not going to close down. We're going to invest a huge portion of our state budget into building hospital beds, and we're going to see what happens.
Yeah.
Like, no one even tried.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Maybe we're just completely retarded, and that's not a feasible solution.
At the beginning, nobody had a fucking clue what to do. So the scientific way of doing it would have been trial and error.
Yeah. See what works, see what doesn't.
Be like, well, we're going to give this a shot. We're going to say, hey, we're going to dump a bunch of money into the healthcare system. Hospital beds.
Build like a bunch of new hospitals, a bunch of essentially pandemic wards.
Yeah.
You know, like you see in pictures from the 1918 Spanish flu.
Yeah.
There's just like gymnasiums and like aircraft hangars just full of beds.
Yeah.
And that was more to just deal with all the people who were dying.
Yeah.
But if we had like a 2-week to a 1-month lockdown, spend all that money and just set up huge hospitals to deal with people, you know, like they found that treating it with certain drugs like definitely slows the progression of the disease. Yeah. And it really, really helps. Like what's that one? The ivermectin or whatever.
Yeah.
That even before that, they were using hydrochloroquine, which is a anti-malaria drug.
Right.
And that has good effects as well.
Yeah.
And like we have these drugs that can help fight the disease. Let's just order that shit en masse.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all strange.
It's very strange. It's become way too political. It doesn't need to be political.
No.
It needs to be. It's a health issue. Like why is it a political issue?
Yeah.
We need to take care of the people in our country. No questions asked, and we're not.
Yeah. Didn't they?
To me, it seems like
in the Calgary ICU in the foothills, didn't they actually reduce the amount of ICU beds? They reduced the amount of ICU beds to comply with some sort of regulation that came out about spacing because they didn't want too many beds packed close enough together.
It shouldn't fucking matter if they all
if
have
they're
COVID.
already sick. Like, what's the point?
Let's say they all have COVID. Why do they need to be 6 feet apart?
Yeah,
they all have it. What's the fucking point?
Well, I think the problem would be if someone's in the ICU who doesn't have COVID and they're next to someone who does. That's the idea. Which, if that's the case, if that's what you're worried about, build a COVID hospital specifically for COVID people and send them there.
Yeah.
Like, build more hospitals.
Yeah.
Instead, it's the amount of beds has been reduced.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Anyway, that's enough talk about that shit. Just makes me mad.
Makes me fucking mad.
Makes me fucking thirsty.
I try my best not to talk about it, but
every once in a while it makes me. I gotta fucking talk about it.
Yeah, it needs to be talked about because we can't just ignore it. Can't ignore. It's scary.
Yeah.
It feels like we're going into this country's becoming something that I don't want it to.
Yeah. It's becoming something I don't recognize.
Yeah. Like it's becoming very fascist, very totalitarian. I don't like it.
I hate it.
Scary.
Best way to fight tyranny, you gotta be self-sufficient.
That's right.
So everyone, next spring, plant a fucking garden. Grow your own food.
If you're on an acreage, doesn't hurt to have a well.
Get a couple chickens.
I want goats, but for the clout.
For the clout?
Yeah, man.
What?
Have you ever been on goat Instagram? Just search up #goat.
No, that's...
Neither have I. I've never
No, you search up #goat and it's just pictures of LeBron James.
Picture of Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, fucking Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan, and fucking LeBron James. Like, there's no goat Instagram. You're lying.
Don't give me that shit. It's Instagram. There's got to be goat Instagram.
Maybe.
Bearded goats.
I know there's
fainting goats of Instagram.
There's like grain farming Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Ever been on farming TikTok?
I've seen a couple videos.
Pretty funny shit.
Yeah. There was one dude in like Saskatchewan who was driving an old pickup with no doors on it, and the steering wheel was gone, and he just had the fucking vice grips on the steering column.
Yeah, that's...
Time to do some sketchy shit. Doo da doo da. I hope I get away with it. Oh da doo da day. And he's driving down some fucking dirt road in the middle of Saskatchewan.
Okay, I saw the funniest fucking video yesterday. I was laying in bed. It was about 9:30. And I actually burst out laughing. So this guy passed out drunk on a plywood table. This guy just set up a 3/4 inch sheet of plywood with legs. So the guy's just face down, resting on his arms on the table. Well, his buddy takes a jigsaw and jigsaws around him. And the guy stays asleep.
Like a perfect outline?
No, jigsaws around him, and the plywood just falls, and he eats shit into the ground. And the guy doesn't move. Fucking hilarious. Hilarious. I'll post it on the Instagram.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, was it funny. That was, like, I actually burst out laughing by myself in my bed.
I love that shit.
It was so fucking funny.
Or what was the other one we watched yesterday? There's a guy driving around in his pickup. He's
I
out
put
in
it
some
on my
pasture.
Snapchat story. No, he's driving around out in the bush. Not big trees, but he's just in his
little
old
shrubs.
Chevy truck just blasting through shrubs and short, like, small trees and shit. Like, he's got to be doing like 60K flying through
maybe
this shit.
more.
Maybe more. Just slamming through trees.
Yeah, there's the fucking... The hood is just covered in leaves and branches and shit.
Yeah. I love that shit. Nothing better than just beating the fuck out of a pickup.
Yeah, that's what they're built for.
That's right. Slamming trees.
Well, that's what they used to be built for anyway. I don't know about these new fucking pickups. They're basically cars with a box on it.
Yeah, I don't know if you could just slam through trees with a new Aluma Ford.
No, I'm pretty sure it would dent if you fucking threw a stone at it. So.
Oh, yeah.
Like they're just, not built like they used to.
Yeah.
They're a little too, you know why? Because fucking city slickers ruined the pickup. Because the city slickers looked at the rural life and they went, I want a pickup. That looks fun. And
I blame Ford. In 2003 is when they brought back, well, not brought back, but brought out the half-ton Ford, four-door.
Yeah.
That's when it went from a rural farm vehicle to the suburbanite mom vehicle. Because once you had 4 doors, you had room to put the car seats in the back.
Yeah, the groceries, kids, whatever else.
Exactly. And it became a family vehicle. Before you had the extended cab, wasn't as good. You could do it, but it was uncomfortable. It was better to take the van.
Yeah.
But now you have the full 4-door truck. And these new Fords, they're nice.
They're fucking luxury.
Like, you can stretch your legs on the back seat.
Oh, man. Dude, I'd rather sleep in one of those than
my own bed.
My own bed some days.
Yeah, like I have a house. I'd still rather sleep in the back seat of a Ford.
Yeah, like there's lots of fucking space back there. Like if you need somewhere to pass out drunk, like that's the place.
Yep.
But it just doesn't make any sense. Like the idea of a luxury pickup has been so baffling to me. Like why did they make the Platinum Fords or the King Ranch or whatever? The
Limiteds.
Limited, or then in Dodge, what's the Dodge?
Well, they have Limiteds
Longhorn.
too. Longhorns.
Like it's just it just is baffling to me because the whole point of a pickup is to be durable, utilitarian. You know, get you where you need to go, never stop.
Well, they still have the base models,
right? But like that's not what they
base model, am I right?
That's not where they make their money. That's not where they're making their money selling base model SLTs and
truthfully, that's where the numbers are. I mean, the fleet trucks they sell.
Well, that's
you've seen
true.
Atco. You've seen how many fucking pickups they got. All base model white pickups.
But even the base model's got fucking heated seats and shit.
It's definitely going that way. Yeah.
Like
most of them are still cloth. I don't know if you can get a base model with heated seats, but like it doesn't take much. You get as soon as you get into the Lariats, heated air cooled seats. Yeah, but they still make pickups with just cloth seats and but they all have Bluetooth. They're all. I mean, vehicles are supposed to be comfortable.
Yeah,
need a few.
Oh no, it's like Bluetooth should be standard because you can buy $100 deck from Walmart and fucking put it in your truck. Like it's not an expensive feature.
Exactly.
But like heated seats and all this shit, it's like you don't need that garbage. You need something that can get you through the snow in the wintertime. You know, that's all you need.
Yeah.
You need something that doesn't fucking die.
That being said, I would kill for a brand new Limited.
I don't know. I don't think I would. I would sell it.
I like them. I think they look good.
If I won one of those, I'd sell it right away. Take the money and
buy crack.
Yes, buy crack with it. Turn around, flip that, make 3 times. Make a 300%, a 200% profit on that, and then buy. Like a shitty old square body Chev or something like that.
That's right. Drop a bunch of money into it, make a nice
clean pickup, like an old pickup. Or not even do that. Just maybe buy a whole bunch of shitty ones and then just beat every single one of them to death.
That's right.
Over the next 10 years.
Get a dealer plate and just keep swapping the plate.
Yeah.
The one that you can get, like the black strap. You see them every once in a while. A dealership plate in pretty much just a satchel they just throw over the fucking tailgate.
Yeah.
And then you can just slam through trees on your way to work. And
yeah. I think that's like, honestly, that seems like way more fun. Having hunks of shit vehicles that don't want to die.
Yep.
That seems like so much more fun than having something that is worth $80,000, which is only going to depreciate in value over the next 5 years.
That's right.
Like if you're actually going out buying an $80,000 pickup, you are actually retarded. I'm sorry to say that, but
I don't think you're retarded, guys. I think
it's not a smart money move. Okay, I mean, obviously it's nice to have a nice pickup. I get it, but it's not a smart money move because it only loses value.
Yeah,
they're not making them like they used to.
That's
they're
where
so
I'm
fucking
at
cantankerous
when
these
it
days.
becomes to comes to vehicles. When I consider buying let's say I'm going to buy a $50,000 truck.
Yeah.
You have to be okay with the fact that you pretty much just lost $50,000.
Yeah.
You have to justify that to yourself. You can't be like, oh, I bought a $50,000 truck. I can sell it for 40. Just be committed to saying I lost $50,000.
Yeah. When you buy vehicles, you're losing money.
Yeah.
You got to know that going in.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, I don't know. That's just not the kind of commitment. I wouldn't buy $50,000 for one pickup. If I was going to spend $50,000, I'd buy like 3 older pickups and make them nice. And then like nice enough to drive around or whatever, but
that's
not
if you
so,
had to spend
but not so
$50,000.
nice that I would be afraid to like go bombing through the pasture with them, you know?
Yeah. No, I'd buy a $10,000, $20,000 truck at the most.
Yeah.
Nice. You can get a nice pickup that'll last you a long time for $20,000.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Get a good 7 years out of it. Treat it nice. Yeah. I think $20,000 is a good price for a pickup.
Yep.
Good used Chev. Even though the used market is absolutely fucked right now. It's inflated.
Oh yeah, well because there's so much demand for pickups right now because manufacturing has been so low right now.
Well, no,
the last 2 years.
No, they have all the pickup. It's the computer chips.
Well, that too. That's a big part of it.
That's a huge part of it. They just got. I've seen some sort of lot in the States, and it was thousands of trucks just sitting there without computer chips.
Holy fuck! It's just waiting for computers to
Yeah,
put in them.
just waiting for.
Could you take one of those and just throw that new motor out and throw a fucking 454 in there?
If you wanted to. I wouldn't put a 454 in it, though. Big fucking boat anchor.
Big power. 170 horsepower.
Hell yeah,
fucking how many liters of displacement? Like 9 liters of displacement.
454 is what, 8.1?
Something like that.
No, 8. No, smaller than that. 7 point something.
7.7 or I don't know. It's a lot of displacement and not a lot of power for the amount of displacement.
True.
James, how do they get so little power out of so much displacement? I don't know.
Chevy built a 502 stroker? No, 501. Anyway, yeah, it made 501 horse. They're a crate motor you can buy.
I would do that. And that's just carbureted, no electronic shit, any of that.
That's right, carbed. Yeah.
So you get one of those, buy one of these new pickups off the lot, throw all that electronic garbage out of there because you can't fucking fix that yourself anyway.
Yeah.
And throw a big stroker in there. Big fuck off engine with carb. Big dirty carb on the top.
That's right.
Fuck the environment.
I'm over it. Fuck the environment.
Fuck the environment.
Put a big 501 stroker in there and go tearing through trees.
Yeah. That'd be sweet.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that was a good discussion, brother.
Yes, it was. That was a good government hating discussion.
Yeah. Fuck the government.
Yeah.
I know Sean's behind us 100% on this one.
Yeah. I like having Sean on when we're discussing the politics because he's opinionated.
Oh yeah, the cork gets uncorked and he just fucking gets.
Oh yeah, he can go off.
He gets off. He goes off.
He's probably listening to this to be like, God damn it, I wish I was there, boys. I got so much shit to talk about.
Yeah.
We'll have you on. And we got to have Dalen on too.
We'll try and have Dalen on here soon one of these days.
A goofy bitch. All right, everybody.
All right, take care, folks.
Be kind out there and yeah, don't be shitty.
Keep your dicks hard.
That's right.